Hey everybody! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I went from my previously light blonde hair color to this opal inspired pink and purple hair. I think it's really pretty and subtle for spring without being too bold. So if you want to see how I do it, then please just keep watching. I chose two different colors for my hair, so that is why I have two bowls. And then you want to use a white conditioner. The white conditioner I'm using is by GK Hair. And then you just want to put a decent amount in each of the bowls that you are using. You want enough to cover your entire head, which I did not have at first, but don't worry, you can always go back and add more. All of the colors that I am using are by Joico Vero K-Pack. They are the Color Intensity Semi-Permanent colors. The first color I'm using is Hot Pink, so you just want to start out with a little bit of that to begin with, because you can always add more, but if you do add too much color, it is really hard to revert back. And then before adding another color, I like to stir it completely just so I can see where I am at. And then the next color I used was Orchid. It is just a pink-based purple color, so you just want to add a little bit of that into the bowl as well. Then obviously, once again, go ahead and stir that up just to see what you have. And at this point, I realized that I did not have enough to cover my entire head, so you just see me adding a little bit more to each of the bowls. And once I added the conditioner into the bowls, I went ahead and stirred that up just to see the colors that I have. And a little tip that I like to do is take a white paper towel and test your colors on that. Because you are starting with such a light blonde, it is just a good way to gauge what the color will look like on your hair. And then you can see here that the colors are really light, so I did go back in and add a little bit more color to each of the bowl. So I'm just adding a little bit of the hot pink into each, and then a little bit of the orchid. And once I added the colors back in the bowl, I stirred again just to see what I had. And I did want the colors to be similar yet slightly different, so I did take the light purple color and added it into one of the bowls. That's what I think is so great about colors like this. You can really mix and match it to your desired shade, so go ahead and do whatever you want during this step. And once I had that done, all I did was test those colors one more time. I do recommend doing a side-by-side just so you can really see the difference between what you had and what you have now. So you can see in this clip here that they are definitely darker, but they are still too similar for my liking. So I did go back into that bowl and just add a little bit more of that light purple back in. I tested it one more time and it was the color that I wanted. So after that, it is time to apply. So you can go ahead and use gloves if you want. I'm deciding not to, but I do like to keep a towel handy that I don't really care about. And obviously you're going to need some clips, so grab a couple of those. And here's just another shot of those colors so you can see that they are different. The first thing I like to do is section off my hair, and you don't want to take too large of sections. You want to make sure that they are small enough so you are fully saturating all of the hair. So I'm just going to be taking a little bit on my fingers with really small sections and fully saturating each of those sections. All I did was put it between my fingers and rubbed it through, just making sure that there were no spots. And because I used two different colors, I did do every other. So I did pink, purple, pink, purple. If you are using 3 or 4 colors, I recommend doing the same thing just so you don't have two of the same next to each other. And you can see here that I do leave a little bit of blonde out in between. I think it just gives it a really nice effect. So your whole head is not a rainbow of colors. The blonde will peek through. So I obviously just did that all over my head, and once I got to the top, I did take larger sections just so you could really see it in my bang area. And once I was done with that, I let that process for 20 minutes. That is what the Joico K-Pack recommends to do, is process for 20 minutes. If you want to process it for a full hour or a few hours, go ahead, but I do find it unnecessary because the color does stop processing after a certain amount of time. But go ahead and do whatever you want. I'm just letting you guys know that I processed for 20 minutes. Once that is done processing, I like to shampoo and condition my hair like usual, and this is the final outcome. I love that my hair still does look blonde with hints of pastel running through it. Obviously, it does fade fast though. This trick I have won't completely redo what you just did, but what I like to do is mix a darker version of that pink and keep it in the shower. I leave it on my hair for 1 to 2 minutes, or I mix a little bit of it in with my daily conditioner and leave it on for about 5 minutes. It's just a good refresher so you're not coloring your hair every other time you shampoo, and you can obviously do this with any color that you choose. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stick around and subscribe. And if you have any requests, let me know down below. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.